Okay, guys, sorry I was late. Typically I start stream and then so I'll tell you what happened. I woke up, I got out of bed, I ate dinner, and then I got to my computer. I booted everything up, and I was, I was like setting up for streams, like putting in the titles and like making sure my sponsors were okay, and just taking care of all that stuff during the song. So at the very beginning of the stream, we play some music. And during that part is when I'm setting everything up, right? And as I'm setting everything, I haven't checked Discord really yet, right? I check it and Discord's on fire, and I'm like, why is this? I was like, what's going on? I read the our YouTube chat. We have like a separate chat for YouTube for YouTube stuff, and it's like Twitch implemented a new thing. And here I'm just gonna show you guys like what they implemented over here. So Twitch implemented this thing right here. So they said, Twitch Sports says, we are implementing a 100-hour storage limit for highlights and uploads starting 4/19. This won't apply to past broadcasts, VODs, or clips. Less than 0.5% of streamers exceed 100 hours, and this content accounts for less than 0.1% hours watched. Users will be notified. They implemented this immediately, by the way. So like, I woke up and this was already in. They're like, we're going to implement this, and in like you have like 1 month to get your stuff under 100 hours, which is fine. If that's what they did, then that's fine. But that's not what they did. What they did was, if you're over 100, you're locked out of making highlights. And the thing is that's how we do sponsors. No, the VODs are still there. So VODs are not affected by this. But what is affected by it is highlights. So like the way that we do like YouTube videos and sponsors, by the way, is we send them a highlight, right? So for YouTube, the editors will highlight it out, they'll cut it out, and they'll be able to work on that as a video, right? As far as sponsors, they want to see like a cut of like their actual thing, right? You don't want to send them a whole fucking VOD, right? You want to send them a cut of the actual content. So anyway, so I log on and I'm like, what is this? I check it and boom, I'm locked out. And the thing is I'm locked out because I'm not sure we do highlights, but we do try to keep a lot of the content on there. So like, say we do like a segment like about food taste testing or something. We'll usually highlight it and keep it up on Twitch, right? That way, people can look through it if they want to at the bottom of the highlights bar, right? Even some stuff that's not even on YouTube, by the way. And them doing this basically is like, to the people that did try to keep content on Twitch, it's kind of like, fuck you, and instantly lose your access to highlights, right? And again, if they implemented this like, oh, you have 1 month to do it, okay, fine. Like that makes sense, because then, it gives us a little bit of time to like go through, flush everything out, and then have it all set up. But having it like you wake up in the morning and then like boom, it's implemented, and like if you can't make any highlights anymore unless you're under it. And again, like look at the amount. Like we're over by a lot. We have 756 hours. And they want us to be 100 hours. So now we're just not gonna keep anything on Twitch anymore. We're gonna nuke literally everything. Right? Like we're never gonna keep anything on Twitch ever again because of this. And it's so annoying because we had no time to react to this. And and this is like the problem. Like, how did they not know that this was going to happen? Like, how did they not even possibly conceive design wise that this could be a thing that would happen? Did you probably like right this instant? Yeah. And again, like it screws everyone over that has been working, that basically tries to keep as much stuff on the platform as we can. Because again, we could have been deleting it, right? We already downloaded certain stuff. We could be deleting it, right? But now we have to make sure that everything's accounted for because we can't re-download it. Does that make sense? Sure, that's how much are you over? By what? 656? Yeah, it really screws us over super hard. We're gonna have to go through everything and like spend a day really making sure we have everything downloaded. My mom is setting up another NAS like right now, trying to get that so we can start downloading stuff. But still, that's going to be like an entire evening. And the thing is because they did this suddenly, by the way, Everyone is doing it. So what happens when everybody slams a server? Yeah, their servers are fucked because it's like everyone's trying to download now, so now you can't download anything. And I mean, I have a workaround for it right now, but I had to figure it out, right? It was sudden. It's like we didn't even have an hour to even think about this. Well, I didn't. 7.3 terabytes. Dude, that's so much. Dude, that's so much space. Bruh, that's so much space. Yeah, we're gonna start. We're actually gonna start just recording everything Fartback. Like at this point, we're just gonna download everything to like a NAS at this point. We're just gonna make a server. By the way, mommy, if you need to, go ahead and spend money on it. Just whatever. Just let me know how much it is before we do it. It's probably gonna be like thousands of dollars probably to even set this up. That's so annoying. You're a hoarder. Someone says I'm a hoarder. 150 terabytes total. The good news is storage is relatively cheap because Twitch compressions is terrible. It's about 3 gigabytes every hour, but if you compress it, it's 1 to 1.5 gigabytes every hour. Says Fartbag. Yeah, let's invest in that. Let's invest in that, mommy. That's a good idea. We have a little bit of extra right now, so just let me know like how much it would cost, and we'll try to do it. And again, I'm not irritated at like having to spend money to like back up everything. Don't get me wrong. I actually think that their reasoning behind it makes sense. If it's not that many people watching VODs, well, first off, I guess they don't care about it anymore. They just gave up on like actually having stuff like that. Which is fine. You know, you got to know your market. And you know, I don't care about that. That makes sense to me. Sure. Good business decision. What's bad is them doing this suddenly and fucking everyone over. Julio says the reasoning makes no sense. Well, I mean, like if you don't want to have this, if you don't want to pay for the storage, it makes sense if you don't want to pay for the storage and the servers for it. But yeah, they give us zero prep time for migration. Exactly what Hoppy said. And that's kind of what I'm super upset about. I made a post about it on X. I'll just read to you what my post said on X. The sudden implementation of this is incredibly disruptive to those of us who have a lot of highlights. We wake up in the morning and we are unable to do sponsorships because we cannot create new highlights. It would be a different thing if we were given 1 month to clean up and get everything below that, but instantly getting locked out of highlights has completely screwed our process. This is incredibly out of touch and affects creators who have tried to keep content on their platform. I'm not upset at the change itself. It makes sense business-wise, just that it's being retroactively applied and it's suddenly thrust upon us without any time to adjust. Yeah, exactly what Shai said. Well, if they made the determination that they don't care about highlights anymore, then yes, it makes sense. It makes sense. This is them saying like we don't care about like having any sort of content that isn't live streaming. We don't really care about it that much. That's what they're saying by that. And like, fair enough, but fucking over everybody all of a sudden, it's screwed up. It's screwed up, man. I don't know how they could have thought that would be a good idea in terms of affecting their creators. I don't know why they would do this. Why are they like this? Like, I wish they just told us, like, guys, we're gonna implement this in like a little bit. Like, just be aware of that. Is this a Twitch or YouTube change? This is a Twitch change. Well, the way it affects YouTube is, ironically, it's kind of good for you guys on YouTube because we're recording stuff locally now, and that's kind of better. But it's just kind of a pain, basically. So anyway, that's that. That's the Twitch. That's the whole Twitch thing. I'm very annoyed by it, and it shouldn't affect things. We found a workaround, but it's just very annoying, and it has disrupted stuff for us. But yeah, I guess we're just not storing anything on Twitch anymore. That's it.